Here is how to land your 6-figure corporate offer in just 7 weeks. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you have not been here before, my name is James. I work for Amazon for the past 3 years as a digital ad strategist. So I got about 6 corporate offers back in 2022 from everything including PwC, Amazon, and ZS. And I definitely attribute a lot of my success to my systematic way of approaching everything from job research to resume writing, interviewing, and to final offer negotiation. So I'm gonna unpack every step process with you so you can know like what is a step-by-step process, how to approach recruiting reasonably, and what is the time and reasonable effort you should dedicate to this process for you to land your dream offer. And here comes to step number 1. Conduct your market research like a pro. So first, generally when it comes to market research, it is really important to know what kind of jobs are out there. And when it comes to that, LinkedIn is your best friend. So let's first hover over to linkedin.com. So the first step process is that you want to apply LinkedIn filters. So suppose I got a market analytics degree from USC and I wanted to find jobs that are relevant to my background and I have a higher chance of getting in. So instead of just simply search marketing job and hope for the best, I want to apply the filters reasonably. So the first step, I want to tap location, pick my desired cities I want to work in this case, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, and I want to set the salary to my minimum expectation. So for junior roles in these big cities, such as Los Angeles, I'll recommend setting the minimum to 60,000 if you're just new out of college and you want to find a reasonable corporate offer that pays you well enough. Next step process, filter experience level to entry level role if you're fresh out of college and you don't have much experience except 1 or 2 internship. Okay, so after I apply for those filters, there's one thing I would love to mention. If you need visa sponsorship, there is this tool called Frog AI. It is like a visa sponsorship detector. Basically, when you download this from the Google extension browser, in the browser you can see that when you're filtering for the jobs on LinkedIn, it can automatically scan your jobs for those who can sponsor you, so you don't waste your time applying for a company that's going to reject you later. And here's when it gets powerful. In this process, I also use a tool called Bardeen AI. Basically, it is an extension that can help you instantly export all the jobs into a spreadsheet. So it will list out all the companies' names and salaries and direct links so you can apply. So this really helped me because why picking the apple one by one, just like save and apply and research. Instead, you can just shake the whole tree and save everything in one file for you to take an easy look. So do this first and you will see your job research is like a whole lot easier. And let's talk about step number 2, which is about resume writing. Step number 2 is really about tailoring your past experience to match a job requirement to ensure that your resume can pass this so-called application tracking system. And let's talk about this a little bit. So application tracking system, or ATS, is basically a software that companies use to filter, rank, and manage resumes before a human recruiter can even see them. And here's something that you may not know is that over 70% of the resumes are actually rejected by ATS before they reach a hiring manager. So basically how it works, so you have a resume and ATS will score your resume by amount of terms you use from the job description to score the relevance. So if the resume does not include the right phrasing, it might just get overlooked. So for example, say this marketing analyst job specifically asks for your ability for SEO optimization. Do not just say in your resume bullet says, I improved website traffic by 30% over 3 months. Instead, use the exact phrasing such as achieved 30% increase in organic traffic through SEO optimization. And you can quickly see how easy it is just to bypass the bot and give it to the hiring manager to review. And this is a really shocking thing. Like when people get it, they get it. And it's just really easy to start to get interviews and really start to almost like cheat the system. And let's talk about step number 3, how to structure your resume bullet points. So structure your resume bullet points, my best recommendation is to use Google's recommended format, such as achieved X as measured by Y through D. So let's quickly talk about what XYZ mean. So basically, you want to start off with what some of the results you have achieved and Y is some of the metrics of success, and Z is some of the ways you take what you did to be able to achieve those results. And LinkedIn data shows that the resumes with quantifiable results such as dollar amount, percentage, or the time saved would generally get 10x more interviews. And interestingly, ATS system, the one we just mentioned, algorithm will rank resumes highly when they detect numbers. Okay, so moving on to step number 4, let's talk about coffee chat and networking. So for each targeted role, I personally recommend connecting with 5 to 6 employees at the company. And according to JobVite, which is one of the leading websites to talk about recruiting, applicants with referrals are 4 times more likely to get hired. I have noticed that whenever there is a job posting open, whether it be project has opened, they need to make new hires, or someone has left, they need someone to fill the role. So the first step of the process is they will go internally, either to different teams or to their different team members. Hey, like we have this job opening, do you have any recommendations? And that's when applicants with referrals can really shine because they made this connection beforehand. And then if they are unable to fulfill it internally, they would open this job externally to the average applicants like you and me. So in order to build the connection, your everyday career advisor would tell you to reach out on LinkedIn, write a very customized message, and try to connect with people in the company and schedule a coffee chat. There is really nothing wrong about that. And personally, I have been working in the sales industry for advertising for the past 3 years. So one powerful way I found out is that you can use sales prospecting tools such as Pal.io or Zoom Info. These are 2 different tools I use on a daily basis to find the email address of different prospects. In this case, you can use a Pal.io to find the email address of a recruiter. And since we're living in an AI age now, you can use ChatGPT to craft a customized outreach email that can reference your resume and the job description to have you craft a professional email that features a friendly conversational tone in the beginning and highlighting everything that you did that's relevant to the job description. So if you're interested in a done with you service, I do offer that. When you want, feel free to reach out via LinkedIn or a note. Hopefully we get a chance to work together. And let's talk about step number 5, how to prepare for the elevator pitch. So elevator pitch this is a 30-second rundown of your professional background, and you want to articulate why you are a potential good fit for this role. So I like to frame my elevator pitch by who I am, meaning my educational and professional background. Try to insert a consistent theme through my experience, which means that I come from a marketing background and work in the relevant industry in the past 3 years. And I want to also highlight the main achievement to every single step of the process that's related to the marketing theme, and I can have something to talk about, and every evidence he collects throughout the conversation would be something positive that adds to my favor. And step number 6, after you've done your research in step number 1, you probably end up with 100 job listings that you can apply. So here's the thing, if you try to properly apply to every single one, you are going to get burned out fast. And that's why we need to really be smart about our efforts and in this recruiting 7-week cycle. So 80-20 rule really applies here big time, which means that about 80% of your interviews opportunities will come from about just 20% of your application. So let me give you an example. Say that you work in the paid media space and you are searching on LinkedIn for marketing analyst jobs, apply all those filters, and you find out these 100 job listings based on marketing AI that you can apply. Because market analyst is a relevant term, more than half the results will be related, and the rest of them are just going to be loosey-goosey. So for the ones that you think does not really match your background, those aren't worth spending hours customizing your resumes for. So here is how I would handle the whole 100 listing. First, if you got any referrals from networking in step number 4, definitely prioritize those applications. And if you do not have a referral, I wouldn't stress about it either. I would use this extension called Simplify to handle most of the generic applications quickly. The key is to really reserve your real effort to the jobs that actually matches your skill well. And I'll be honest with you, when it comes to things like cover letters, they will take forever to write, and in my experience, nobody actually reads them unless it's absolutely required and it's specifically asked for. So unless it's your dream offer and team says it's the mandatory term to complete one, I would just skip them directly. The smart way is really to divide your applications into 3 groups. First, of the 20% that are perfect match where you want to customize everything, then maybe the rest 30% that decently fits what you do do, and you can do a little bit light tweaking and apply using Simplify. With the remaining 50% that are long shots, which in this case you should ignore anyway. So this way you're distributing energy to where it really matters. Okay, let's talk number 7, lastly but not the least. And when it comes to interviews, interviewers aren't just about making small talks when they ask you any behavioral questions such as tell me about a time. They are looking to figure out what skill set you have, and so it seems like there's infinite numbers of questions they can ask you. But here's the good news: if you prepare just 3 to 4 solid stories in your past, you can pretty much handle 90% of those questions they're going to ask you. Because when it comes to behavior interviews, there's probably some of the core principles type of question they would ask, things that hover around the big topics such as leadership, problem solving, communication, and data-driven mindset. So when it comes to prepare for those stories, you want to think back in your past experience for any top career highlight where either you took charge of a messy situation or fixed something everyone else was stuck on, or used data to drive actionable insights or to convince someone. So I've got a whole other video breaking down exactly how to tell these stories so that they can stick in the interviewer's mind and show up very strongly. So we're talking about how to really utilize the STAR method in a very special way to highlight the results and all that good stuff. But for now, just focusing on picking the best 3 to 4 moments. And here's some of the pro tip. If the job description mentions something like data-driven and moves fast, making sure one of your stories provides just exactly how you have done this thing before. And I wish you the best luck in your career hunting process. Follow James for more tips on career money and productivity. I will see you in the next video.